So let's have.
Hey, this is Joe Gilder from JoeGilderMusic.com. Want to do a little behind the song video for you for the song A Little Fun off my album. This is one of the more quirky songs, and there's some interesting stuff in the recording that you may have heard, and you may wonder, how did he do that? So I want to show that to you really quickly. Just so you know, I recorded and mixed the album myself in my studio. Actually, studio stuff is what I do for a living, so it's fun to get to kind of show you behind-the-scenes stuff on my own music because I do so much of it with other people's music. So this is fun for me. So the song begins, if you don't remember how the song goes, it begins like this. So it starts with this weird stomping and clapping thing. And that was actually, when I wrote the song and when we were having the first recording session, I told Tim, my drummer, I want some sort of stomp clap thing going on. And so we went ahead and recorded the music, the drums, bass, guitars. And then we came back and said, okay, how are we going to do this stomp clap thing? Because I'd prefer not to do it because I don't clap in time as well as a drummer does. So what we did, you can see here, all of these tracks here are this sort of stomp clap loop that we have. So everything here, there's probably about 8 or 10 tracks here. And basically what I did is I pulled out this big wooden box that I have. I've used it as kind of acoustic treatment before, and laid it on the floor. And on the backside is just kind of plywood and like a wooden frame. And first we all tried stomping on it together. That didn't work because none of us could stomp in time. But then I just got Tim to stomp on it over and over. And then I basically put multiple takes of that stomping together to make it sound like a lot of people stomping. So I'll let you listen to kind of how that progression builds. So that goes throughout the song. It's just somebody stomping on a hunk of wood. And then on top of that, I had Tim just record himself clapping between the beats. Same thing. One clap by itself doesn't sound very good. Pretty weak. When you add in about 4 claps, each separately recorded and blended together, starts to sound pretty good. Then the final piece of that loop, later on in the recording process, I had my guitar out and was mainly just goofing around. But I took 2 different recordings of the guitar where I'm just strumming on the strings with my hand on the strings just muted, and that started to sound kind of cool. Sounded like this. So I thought, what if I added that to the loop? What would that sound like? Sounds like this. Now, you may not know much about recording software, but as you can see, the song starts here and ends here. That loop goes throughout the entire song. So even when things get crazy and loud, you can still pick out that clap in the middle and those kind of, that thicker kind of organic, just dudes stomping on a block of wood thing is still there behind the scenes. And then as the song ends and it gets kind of quiet again, we have that loop going again at the end. So fun little thing. It's a lot of fun to do, and the album's kind of full of a lot of little secret surprises like that and fun stuff that we did. So if you haven't listened to the album, go over to JoeGilderMusic.com. The album is called Better This Way. You can listen to the whole thing for free there, and if you really like it, you can buy it, and you'll get a PDF with liner notes, the lyrics, and even the chord chart if you're into following the actual Nashville number chart that we use for tracking day. Really interesting stuff. I hope you'll check it out over at JoeGilderMusic.com.
Before we die.